is this very beautiful French violin. This violin belonged to Heinrich Haftel, who was one of the very first concertmeister of the Israeli Philharmonic. He was invited by Huberman, who established the orchestra. He was one of his students. And Huberman knew that bringing so many Jewish people, excellent musicians on one stage, is a very good way to have lots of problems. So he decided to take one of his best students to give him the role of basically the concertmeister, hoping that he can make some order in all that mess. And he did. This second violin belonged to a person named Max Becker. Max was living in Poland. He was a Polish soldier. So about 3 weeks into the war, he was already a POW. In those times, the Nazis didn't take the Jewish POW away from the non-Jewish POWs. He was in Witty's unit in many different labor camps and survived. When some of his friends heard that he is a very good musician, a violinist, they bought this violin for him. And this is the violin that traveled with him all the way to the DP camps in France, where he played concerts, also with Leonard Bernstein. He later on married his wife. His wife's brother was Wolf Domarski. And we have a concert program in our workshop from 1936 from Vilna. They did an evening of Jewish composers. That evening was Joel Engel compositions. My grandfather played viola, and Wolf Domarski was conducting. Wolf Domarski, unfortunately, did not survive the war. He died very late, about 2 or 3 weeks before the liberation, and unfortunately, he did not survive. The violin my wife is going to play is the reason why we play the next piece by Massenet, Méditation Thaïs. This violin belonged to a French girl named Violette Silberstein. When she was growing up, her mother told her, you should learn how to play the violin. Who knows, maybe one day you'll find it useful. When the war started, she was sent to Auschwitz-Birkenau, and she did an audition to the Women Orchestra in Birkenau. She wasn't a good musician. But Alma Rosé, the conductor, said, you know what, I'll take you for a trial. We'll see what can happen. We'll see what happens. And she stayed. 22 out of the 24 women in the orchestra survived. Unfortunately, Alma herself did not survive. The meditation that we are going to hear was the piece that Violette auditioned to the orchestra, a piece that probably saved her life. The next piece that we will hear will be the double Bach violin concerto, with Sarah playing violin number one, and my wife Seville will play number 2. And this is in the honor of Alma Rosé, the conductor of the orchestra. The only recording Alma ever made was the double Bach with her father, Arnold Rosé, who was the concertmeister of the Vienna Philharmonic for many years, until he was thrown away in 1938. Even though the whole family converted to be Christians, they left Austria, but Alma wanted to go back to play concerts in Europe. They left to London, and later on she went back to the Netherlands, and when the war started, after a while, the Nazis caught her, and even though they knew who she was the niece of Gustav Mahler, they sent her to Auschwitz. Now, because she was who she was, they treated her a little bit better. And there is a true story about one of the women. She was very sick. She was sent to the clinic. And Mengele took his daily tour, and he saw this lady lying down, very, very sick. And he told the nurse, he said, why is she still here? And the nurse said, well, she belongs to the orchestra. He walked away, and the woman lived. Now, the guy who has the double bass, his name is Leo Rosner, and him and his brothers played during the time they served at Schindler's workforce, and this is how they survived. So we will hear now the Mesne, Thais, Meditation, and immediately the double Bach.